Eddie and I'm from Marhabtayn, and I'm going to do a simple video for you about how to make a lovely Syrian dish called Moussaka or Moussaka. That's really quite easy to make and doesn't need a lot of ingredients. Moussaka is the same word as Moussaka in Greek. It's got aubergines and potatoes in it, but we're going to make it with chickpeas. It's a little bit different, the Syrian Moussaka from Greek Moussaka. So I want to start by showing you the ingredients that we're going to use. I've got pretty much all the ingredients, and you might not have all of them, but it's okay. You can try it with a bit less than what I've got. So first of all, I've got chickpeas, and I'm going to cook the chickpeas from scratch because I like doing that. But you can also use tinned chickpeas if you want, which is quite a lot easier and less time consuming. Then I've got some aubergines, some red peppers, some potatoes. So we're going to add that to the mix later on. But if you've only got two of those, I wouldn't worry, just go with two of them. You can't always have everything. Then I've got some chopped tomatoes and some tomato puree and onions, and I've got some garlic as well. And then I've got 3 spices, and you might not have these spices. So here we've got dried mint. It's easy to get hold of in the supermarket. You could dry your own mint if you have ordinary mint, like fresh mint, or you could just, I guess you could do it without the dried mint if you're stuck. And this is smoked paprika. This is a really nice smoked paprika which we get from our lovely Whole Foods shop in Brixton, and it has a lot of flavour. It really tastes great, but again, I guess you could do it without that if you're stuck. And this is cayenne pepper, and you see I don't have any cayenne pepper, so we're probably not going to have cayenne pepper in it, but I'll put some chili in instead. And then this is something which you might not have at home, but it's a great thing called pomegranate molasses. It's like a sort of sweet vinegar almost, and it really gives a lot of body and depth to Syrian cooking. So as I say, I'm going to just cook the chickpeas from scratch because I like doing it that way. I'm going to cook about half a kilo of chickpeas. Which I imagine would be about 4 of these tins, because I'm going to make a really big amount. Because Moussaka, the word actually comes from a word for cold, because people often eat this dish cold. So I'm going to make a big amount, and we're 3 people, we can eat it over 2 or 3 days, because I quite like doing that, having nice, good home food that you can eat for a few days in a row. So I'm going to leave that now for overnight, and then tomorrow I'll show you the next bit. Okay, so this is the next day, and the chickpeas, they're nice and fat. I'm just going to rinse them. And now I'm putting the chickpeas into the pressure cooker, and then I'll put some water in, turn the weight round the right way, and wait for that to hiss. While the chickpeas are cooking, I'm going to get the vegetables ready and make the onion and tomato sauce. And you can peel these potatoes, but I can't be bothered, so I'm just going to chop them unpeeled. Oil on it all, not very much. And I'm going to pop this into the oven for about 20 minutes. So now I'm going to do the onions. So the pressure cooker is boiling away, and I'm going to turn it down to quite low. At the same time, I've got the oil frying here, so I can get the onions done. A big part of the trick of this dish and every dish is that you fry the onions for plenty of time. Put them all in there, and I'm just going to kind of coat them a bit with oil and leave them on a high heat. Those onions are nice and brown now. I'm just going to put in some garlic, and fry that up for a few minutes. Now I'm going to add some tomato and the spices, and that'll be the sauce. So because I'm making a really big supply of this, I think I'm going to use 2 tins of tomatoes. So there they go in. And a bit of salt in as well, a fair bit of salt, because I've not put any salt in the chickpeas. And then I'm going to put in the spices, and like I said, dried mint, which is a really nice sort of sweet tasting spice, which gives a really lovely flavour to a lot of Middle Eastern tomato sauces. I'm putting quite a lot of that in. I don't know, that's maybe a couple of tablespoons. And then smoked paprika, yum. Putting a big teaspoonful of it in. And then I found cayenne pepper after all, so I'll put some of the cayenne pepper, but you can use chilies or whatever if you want. Wow, it's not very much cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is quite hot, so if I put this much in, it's going to make it quite a spicy dish. And then I think I'll just put a bit more mint in, because I like the mint so much, because it makes it smell sweet and nice. And then I just mix all that in. And that's the sauce. And then the other thing for the sauce, I put in a bit of pomegranate molasses, which will make it taste really nice. I might as well I wonder if I can just finish off that pomegranate molasses. I'm just going to let that sauce cook in the frying pan for a little bit while I get the next bit ready. The next bit is that I'm going to get rid of this thing which is called aquafaba, which is an amazing vegan secret, because aquafaba, it works like egg white when you whisk it. It's amazing. So if you want any egg white in your vegan cakes, you can just whisk up some of that. So that's probably about 3 or 4 tins of beans there. You put the beans into the big pan and you add this sauce in. Whoops, forgot to put in the tomato paste. That should have gone in before. They're nicely browned, and that means that when I put them in the stew, they won't get so soggy. You can put them straight in the stew without cooking, but then they'll be a bit more soggier. Now I'm going to bury some of the fruit, some of the veg into the sauce, because it's too much to put all on top. So I've got lots of aubergine here. But then once I've done that, I'm just going to make a nice little pattern with it. You want to come and see? And then I'll just leave that to cook on a low heat. You know, you can just even turn it off or cook it on a very low heat for an hour or so, and it'll be ready. Here goes. Here's the ingredients and a simple outline recipe in case you want to make it at home. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.